In the autumn of 2001, following the catastrophic 9/11 terrorist attacks and with the fear of another attack imminent, a new top-secret memorandum of notification from President George W. Bush gave the CIA unprecedented new direct action authorities. Senior intelligence service officers, the most decorated and long-standing employees at the CIA, made a radical decision during this critical point in US history. Drawing from their World War II OSS roots, they were tasked with forming a unit that could scour the globe to discreetly and quietly extinguish targets who were a threat to the homeland. According to its founders, the need to be ruthless, relentless, and remorseless in facing a new style of militant adversary would be woven into the group's foundations. This classified, covert unit was born under the name Stalker Team. The individual chosen to create Stalker Team was a Ground Branch veteran who had risen up through the ranks of the CIA with a storied career already. The secrecy surrounding Stalker Team was so great that when the chief left his 7th floor office at Langley, many of his co-workers wrongly believed he had resigned. By the beginning of 2002, the Stalker Team was officially formed and was so secret and compartmentalized even within the CIA, its office was hidden behind a series of unassuming doors in the Budget and Finance Department at Langley. One morning, CIA Director at the time George Tenet wanted to meet Stalker Team to discuss the status of current and upcoming hidden hand operations. On arrival at their location, he found a placard fastened to the exterior door reading, enigmatically, if not ironically, accounts payable. Stalker Team had no more than 12 members at any given time. Of the 2 females in the original 12, one was known to speak 5 languages fluently and was known among the team as the femme fatale, useful for honeypot options. 2 CIA targeting officers were assigned to Stalker Team, whilst the 3rd was sourced from NSA to bolster signals intelligence capability. All 12 members did not use their real names and were given code names. All orders received were cryptic and concise, typically taking the form of accountancy-style language in order to maintain their secrecy from the wider CIA. The objective of Stalker Team missions was to locate a set of individual targets anywhere on the globe and collect intelligence on them to then disrupt their operations. Some would be hiding in plain sight amongst the populations of big metropolitan cities. Others would be in mud huts of the rural tribal areas. Taking covert reconnaissance and surveillance techniques developed over decades at the CIA and further within Stalker Team, dossiers on viable targets were created. The dossiers would include the target's names, pseudonyms, locations, workplaces, and more. These important details would then be used to formulate options when what's known as a go order was issued. These options could include compromise, blackmail, sabotage, snatch and grab, or even assassination. Many of the targets pursued by Stalker Team were foreign nationals, typically community leaders who were suspected or known to be connected with the funding, development or orchestration of terrorist attacks against Americans, some of which had been doing so since the 1980s. One such target was Imad Mugniyeh. Imad Mugniyeh was considered one of the world's most dangerous terrorists. He was accused of plotting some of Hezbollah's most spectacular terrorist attacks. Hezbollah, supported by Iran, was involved in a long-running shadow war with Israel and its principal backer, the United States. Mugniyeh was the architect of the 1983 bombing of US entities and US Marine barracks in Beirut, the torture and killing of CIA Lebanon station chief in 1984, the hijacking of TWA Flight 847 in 1985, the kidnapping and killing of Colonel William Higgins in 1988, the suicide bombing of the Israeli embassy in Argentina in 1992, the attack on a Jewish community centre in 1994, and the planning of the Saudi Arabian Khobar Towers bombing in 1996, which is where he was first found by Stalker Team agent Billy Waugh. In 2007, Stalker Team operators travelled to the Syrian capital of Damascus and began tracking Mugniyeh's movements. As was typical of Stalker Team missions, they were operating under Title 50 authority, total US deniability. For some time, Mossad had considered using a cell phone bomb similar to the one that killed Yahya Akash, the engineer. The idea was vetoed after reconnaissance showed Mugniyeh too often changed out cell phones. It was decided then that a car bomb should be employed. However, strict governance from the White House regarding additional casualties, the car bomb could only inflict damage on Mugniyeh. CIA and Mossad worked closely on developing the bomb, At the Harvey Point Defense testing activity in North Carolina, a team of explosive experts designed, built and test-fired an array of devices until engineers felt confident. They developed one with the blast radius precise enough to kill a single man, and then turned the device over to Mossad. It was reportedly tested at least 25 times. On the evening of February 12, 2008, Mugniyah met with senior Hezbollah commanders and members of the Radical Front in a building in the Kfar Soussed neighbourhood of Damascus. Shortly after 10:30, he exited the restaurant he had just finished having dinner in. As he walked on a quiet nighttime street towards his 2006 Mitsubishi Pajero 4x4, two Stalker Team operators and a local asset had eyes on him. As Mugniyah approached his parked SUV, a bomb planted in the spare tyre on the back of the vehicle exploded, sending a burst of shrapnel across a tight radius. The explosion detonated at around 10:45 by Mossad officers watching remotely in Tel Aviv. Dozens of people rushed to the location, including several of the Hezbollah commanders with whom Mugniyah had just met. The Stalker Team operators on the street took photographs which were relayed back to Langley for visual confirmation of a successful operation. The Stalker Teams' other targets have remained classified, as has its current size and location. What is known is that the group's ethos of being ruthless, relentless and remorseless is still very much active. From their humble department headquarters, hidden in the Budget and Finance Department at Langley, Stalker Team targets accounts are now overdue.